Sudoku stream. We got two puzzles today, puzzle number 368 and puzzle number 362. We'll do them in 362 first and 368 after I've completely solved 362, loading that into Sudoku Puzzle at this point. And we'll see if I can make sure that I actually start the puzzle once I've got it loaded. When I switched back to this solver yesterday, I started solving the puzzle before I'd told the puzzle, hey, it's time to start solving. No timer on it, nothing like that. Didn't get it complete because tools that are available when you are solving aren't available when you're setting up. I can't earmark a square or cell at this point saying, yeah, there's got to be this here. Yeah, that doesn't work. In any case, we've got 3 more to go. 2, 1, and a 5 as the last one. All right. You have a minute or so or well, not even that. I'm going to say we'll get started here in just a couple of moments, and feel free to solve as much as you can on your own, or come back and see where I'm at. Maybe I'll be done. We'll see. If I'm done with both puzzles, you know that there's some work to do. All right. I see there's a 1 up here. That means one of these two is going to be a 1. I've got 6 possibilities here so far, so that's not useful. However, one of these two is a 1, which limits us to one of these two here. Unfortunately, I've got 4 possibilities here. All right, that's it for 1s, it looks like, for now. So how about 2s? Well, I've got 3 possibilities here, 3 possibilities here as well. Here we've currently got 4 possibilities, 5 possibilities here, 1 here. That actually changes us to 2 possibilities here. And unfortunately, we still have 6 possibilities here. All right, on to 3s. I've got looks like 3 3s on the board. So this is going to be a 3. That makes us 4 3s on the board. Either or one of those 4 is going to be a 3. One of these 3 is going to be a 3. I've got 3 possibilities here, 5 possibilities here, and 4 possibilities here. So we're done with 3s for now. How about 4s? Well, looking at the 4s we've got on the board, I've got 2 of them, which means I'm probably not going to be able to solve many, but maybe I can find some doubles on them. I don't think so, though. Just looking at this, I've got 4 possibilities here, 4 possibilities, or 3 possibilities here, 4 possibilities here, 3 possibilities here, 3 possibilities here, 6 possibilities here, 7 possibilities here, and that's all of the squares. So not able to put any 4s on the board at this point. How about 5s? Well, we've got 4 5s on the board. That's helpful, but not helpful enough. It allows me to put the fact I've got 2 possibilities up here on the board. There's 3 possibilities here now, 4 possibilities here, 3 possibilities here, 5 possibilities here, and that's it for 5s at this point. Let's look at 6s. Looks like I've got 2 6s on the board. Well, I've actually got a place where that gets me 2 possible 6s. I got 3 possibles here. Down here I've got 4 possibles in here, 6 possibles here at the moment, and here as well. Actually 5 in this square. 2 possibles here. Does not limit anything else though. Alright, on to 7s. I've got 2 possible 7s here. 2 possible 7s here, which actually removes one of those and turns that one into a 7. Over here I've got 4 possibilities. Here we've got 2 possibilities. We get a 7 dropped in here. And like I say, I've got 4 possibilities over here. So until we disambiguate one of these two, and or one of these two, actually, and one of these two, we're not going to be able to place a 4 or 7 here. We can possibly earmark some. We'll see. 8s. Well, we've got 2 possible 8s here and here. Not 9s. And let's fix that over here too. Okay. And that means I've got 3 possibles here, except we're going to get one down here. That's going to be an 8. So now I've got an 8 here. That means I get an 8 in here. And let's see. Unfortunately, that's as far as we can go at this point. How about 9s? Looks like I've got at least one 9 on the board. 2 of them. Okay. So, possible 9 here and here. Over here, we've got 3 possibilities. Not going to mark them. 4 possibilities here. 3 possibilities here. 4 possibilities here. 4 possibilities here. All right, let's go back to the top and check 1s again. See if we can picked up any now that we've filled in a few options here. Not seeing anything offhand. Still have these 2 as possible 1s. That gives us 3 possibilities here. I think we had 4 before with that 7 there. Here we've still got 6 possible 1s. Still have 2 here and 2 here. So nothing additional for 1s. How about 2s? Oh, we do get some help with 2s. We now know that one of these 2 is a 2. And because of that, we know that this is a 2. I've now got those 2 as possible 2s. Still have 4 possibilities over here. And 3 possibilities here. But that does help. We now have this narrowed down a little bit. How about 3s? Well, one of these 3 is now a 3. 3s are taken care of in the right column. I've got 4 possible 3s in the top of the center column. 2 possible 3s here. And that means one of these 3 is going to be a 3. Over here we've got 3 possible 3s. This one, and this one are possibles. But that's going to do for the moment, I think. We'll move on to 4s. Still have 3 possible 4s here and here. Here we've got 6 possible 4s. 6 possible 4s here, 3 here, 3 here, and 4 here with 3 down here. Alright, still no help with 4s. 5s, we've got 4 on the board. Because we've got these 2 earmarked, that means one of these 2 is now eligible to be earmarked. Likewise, one of these 2, which means one of these 2 down here is going to be a 5. And then I've got 2 possibilities here that work with everything else as well. So we got some more earmarks on the board at least. And it does mean that what I've got left in like this square here is, well, we've got 1s, 2s. We can actually drop a pair of 3s in because this can't be a 3 and neither can either of these 2. So possible 3s here. 4 are earmarked, 5s earmarked, 6s are earmarked, 7 and 8 are givens. That means we've got 2 possibilities for a 9. Which means this is no longer possibly a 6, that's a 6. Okay. That means one of these 2 is going to be a 6. The other one is going to be, looks like a 9. And this one can't be a 9, so that's a 9, this is a 6. Alright. Up here, we've got 2 possibilities for 6. And that means I now need to place 2 possibilities for 6 here, because it can't be in these 3. They're filled. And these 2 are going to block this one, or these 2 down here. And this one is blocked by this 6. So, now I have 2 possibilities there. We've got 2 possibilities here. That means this is a 6 here. Kind of a hidden one. Didn't catch it earlier. Alright. How about anything else? How about up here? Do we have any useful information here? Well, we know it's going to be one of these 3. And oh, no, it's not going to be, can't be this one. So one of these 2 is going to be a 6. All right, 7s. We've got a lot of 7s on the board. Doesn't look like we can solve anything with them yet. Oh, I take it back. Well, I've got a 7 on the board now that I can add right there. Goes with this one. This becomes a 2, and we get a 4 dropped in here. That changes these a little bit. This one can no longer be a 4, so one of these 3 is going to be a 4. Doesn't help enough. However, it does help down here. One of these 2 is going to be a 4. The thing that's missing here is a 1, and I've got, there's still 3 places where 1 could go. So how about over here? Nope, 2 places here. That doesn't help. We match up with 5s. Okay. Let's see. That was fixed with, we're at 4s, I think. Let's see. So we've got 3 possibilities of 4 there. 3 possibilities here. All right, let's try 5s again. So we've got all the 5s earmarked that we can down here. We've got 2 possibilities for a 5 here. And, nope, not a 5. There is a 5 here. So these 2 can't be 5s. One of these 2 will be. One of these 2 will be. One of these 2 will be. All right, how about 6s? probably going to end up solving that with some punts in a little bit. We got 7s. Looks like we can actually mark a 7 as a solved. Right there. That turns this into a 5, this into a 1. Which is going to help us with a 5 here. Still left with one of these two being 5, one of these two being 5, and one of these two being 5. We'll get to them there, though. All right. 6s. Did solving that 5 help us with 6s? So we've still got 3 6s marked in the left column and the right or the bottom row. Marks in the center and right squares of the middle row, earmarks in the center and right squares of the top row. So not a lot of help with 6s. 7s, we have one in each block. 8s. Everything that's left is the 2 top corner blocks, and those are earmarked. 9s. Still only have 3 9s on the board. All right. Did we get anything useful out of it, though? Well, we now know that one of these two is a 9. Still have 4 possibilities here. 2 possibilities here. Here we still have 3 possibilities. 2 possibilities here, only because neither of these can be a 9. All right, I think that is it for the find pairs and see if you can solve things with that. I've gotten to a point where we've got like this, where I've got 3 possible 1s. That's not as helpful as I'd like. All right, so let's go through and fill the voids with possibilities. So we've got it. Oh, there we go. There's a pair of 2s there. Does that help? Not so much. Still have 3 2s over here. Okay, how about 3s? Looks like I've got 4 possibilities for 3. 5, 6, 7, 8. So 9s are what go in next. And we're filling them all up with 9s because nothing's blocking any of that. All right, 1, 2. Buckle my shoe, eh? Okay, 3s, 4s, 5, 6, 7, 8 earmarked, and oh, not a 4 here. 9s. Not going to mark a 9 here. Here, not because it couldn't be a 9, but because I've got a 9-3 pair here, which means neither of these can be a 3. That gets us an 8-4 pair. Okay. Over here, we've got Just those two for ones. 2. Looks like 4 possibilities for 3. 3 possibilities for 4. 2 earmarked for 5s already. 2 earmarked for 6s already. 7s, 8s, and 9s already on the board. Alright, so now we've got this square and this square to populate, or finish populating. Let's see, 1s. One of these 3 is going to be a 1. One of these 2 is going to be a 2, is already marked. Same with the 3s here. 4s. Not a lot of guidance on 4s yet. That may change, we'll see. 5s. 6s already earmarked. 7, 8. And we've got a 9 down. Oh, 9 blocked there, so pair of 9s here, and those are earmarked. Alright, 1, 2. Where's a 3? Up here. 4. We've got 3 possibilities for 4. 5. We have 3 possibilities for 6. No, this one's not a possibility. The reason for that is one of these 2 has to be a 6. So this one can't be. 7, 8, and it looks like 4 possibilities for 9. All right. Nice little triplet up here. 4, 9, or 4, 8, 4, 6, 4, or 8, 6. And another one within this square, 9, 6, 8, 6, 8, and 9. Also in this specific column here, 9, 6, 8, 6, 8, 9. So, do we have anything useful elsewhere? Well, we get these here, 9, 3, 9, 3, 1, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, with 1, 5, 1, 5 above them. Okay. That doesn't provide immediate help, but I'm thinking we may be seeing some more help. Okay. Oop, there we go. 9393. We're missing a digit. We're missing 4s. Not a 4 in that column, or that, yeah, that column. Got a 4 down here. All right. Almost went and solved these 2 as both being 2, but they can't be. All right, we got a 9, 6 here. Let's go with this as having maximum impact. And we should, as a result, find anything, or find where it breaks things or not fast. So let's go with the 6 there, 9, 8, 9, 6 here, 4, 3, 8, 4, 4, 3, 2, 9, 3, 9, 1, 5, 1, 5, 4, 6, 9, 1, 3, got a 4, 2 pair. I got an open up here and here, so that's not the solution. Let's go back to this 6, and we're going to undo to that. Oop. And change that into an 8. 9, 6, 6, 9 here, because it can't be a 5, 3, or it can't, the 3 is already used in the 5, 3 pair. 8, 3, 1, 4 pair there. 9, 1, 5 pair here. 3 and 9. 4. 2 over here. Doesn't help anything else in that rectangle right, or that square right now, but it does change these to a 3 and a 2. 4, 3, no, nothing useful there. 4, 1 pair here means this cannot be a 4, neither can this be 4 or 1. So that's a 5, 1, 4, 1, 5. Let's see. We now get a 4 here, 1, 3, 6, 5. That makes us a 6 down here, a 3, a 2, a 4, 9. Oop. 1 and 9. And we solve it with a 4 and a 9 in this square here. All right, 24 minutes and 48 seconds. Time for me to make a quick log note of that so that I can post the results. Okay. And now let me pull up on my screen 368, and we're going to play again with a new puzzle as far as the game is concerned. 1, 8, 5, 1, 2, 4, 1, 7, 4, 1, 5, 3, 7, 5, 7, 2, 7, 1, 8, 7, 8, 9, 6, 2, 9, 6. And let you contemplate that puzzle for just a couple of minutes while we review this. Don't recognize the number. They can leave me voicemail. All right, that should be long enough that you've gotten a screenshot and able to start solving. Let's see what we can do. All right. 3 possibilities for a 1 there. Change that with a 1 there. Gives us 2 possibilities here. a 1 here. We get a 1 here as well, and now we've got all the 1s solved. 2. Well, we've got 3 or 4 possibilities for a 2 here. 2 possibilities here. And over here. 3 possibilities here. 2 possibilities here, which means our 2 possibilities are actually over here, and 4 possibilities here. So that's it for 2s for now. 3. I got 4 possibilities for 3 up here, 3 possibilities down here, 4 possibilities over here, 5 over here. So 3s are kind of a non-ability. There's nothing we can do with those right now. We do get a couple of solutions here. This one is going to be a 4, which turns that into a 2, and this becomes a 2. 4s across the top are done. We got 3 possible 4s here, 4 possible 4s here, and here. We've got 3 possible 4s here, 3 possibles here, and 4 possibles here. All right, let's look at 5s then. We've got a couple possibles for a 5 here. Up here, I've got 4 possibles for a 5. 2 possibles for a 5 changes this into, correction, 2 possibles for a 5 here. I had 3 earlier. Down here, currently I'm showing 4 possibilities. With these 3, though, don't know. And I've got 5 possibilities over here. All right, 6s. I see I've got 2 6s on the board, so I can put in 2 6s here as possibilities. I've got 3 possibilities here, 4 possibilities here, 4 possibilities here, 3 possibilities here, 5 possibilities here, and that doesn't help any of these. So on to 7s. We've got 2 on the board. We're going to make a 3rd one right here. Over here, we now get a 7 on the board, or another 7 on the board. We've got a 7 here, and that means a 7 here, and 7s are now fully populated. All right, 8s. Well, we've got 2 possible, we've got an 8 here, 2 possible 8s here for now. Up here, I've got 3 possible 8s, so we'll come back to that. Let's see. 2 possible 8s here. This one can't be because of the 8 at the bottom. We get an 8 here, and now I can come up here and mark 2 possible 8s there. And I've got 3 possible 8s here, so we're going to have to come back for 8s in a little bit. How about 9s? I see I've got at least 2 9s on the board. All right. Well, at least I can earmark these 2 as possible 9s. I've got 4 possible 9s here. 5 possible 9s here. 3 possible 9s here. 3 possible 9s here. And too many possibles here and here. All right, let's go back through and see about rehashing things. One thing I can do, though, is I can say we disambiguated this 5, so that's going to be a 5. So in this square, we've got these two are possibly going to be 3. We get a 4, a 5, 6 is what we need to place next, and those are going to be the same. That means this is going to be the number that's remaining, which is a 9. And we got a 6, 3 pair. That means one of these two is going to be a 9. Still have too many possibilities up here for 9. However, we've got a 1, 2. Let's look at the other possibilities. One of these 3 is going to be a 3. We get a 4, 5. One of these 3 will be a 6. And one of these 3 will be a 9. So I can't really populate any of those. We know that there's any of those are possible. So over here, we've got a 1 and a 2 already marked, as well as a 4. How about a 3? Well, it looks like any one of those could be a 3. 5, well, we've got a little bit of, we're down to the 2 that are earmarked up here as 5s. And how about 6s? We've got 3 possibilities for 6. We've got a 7 on the board already, 2 earmarked for 8, and 3 possibilities for 9. So that's it we're going to do for that square. This looks like it might be promising. 1, 3, 5 are already marked. 2s, we could go either side here. 4s, we've got 3 possibilities. 5, 6s, we've got 3 possibilities. 7s are given. 8 is already estimated, and 9s are estimated. So let's run through those again. I'm going to temporarily earmark these because we know, for example, one of these is going to be a 4, 6 in each of these 3. 2s, we've got 2 possibilities in each of these. And I think that takes or covers all of the numbers. Well, that gives me an 8-2 pair here, which means these are not going to be 2s. As a result, I'm going to unmark the 4 6s because I've got 3 possibilities on each of those. And that means this cannot be a 8 or 2. The only remaining number left is going to be a 5. Not a big surprise there, just what we turned into. So using that same logic, one of these 2 is going to be a 2. We got 3 possibilities for 3 for now. How about 4s? Looks like it's 3 possibilities for 4s as well. Okay, let's take a look over here. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. Any one of those could be 3. However, one of these 2 will be a 4. Yeah, that means one of these 2 is going to be a 4 as well. Okay, back down here, I've got 3 possibilities for 5. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Not a lot more help there, but hey, we at least earmarked a couple of 4s onto the board. And maybe that will be useful in a little bit. Okay. 1s, earmarked 2s, 4 possibilities for 3, earmarked 4s, a 5. Neither of these 2 can be 6, but that doesn't help with any of the others. 7 is marked. 8. I've got 3 possibilities for, and 9 is not all that disambiguated at this point. All right. Let's come over here and see if we can populate anything else here. We got a 1, 2's earmarked. How about 3's? No guidance on 3's. Okay, how about 4's? Well, we're down to these 4 possibilities for 4's. Doesn't help us much. 5's, I've got 4 possibilities for 5. 6's earmarked. 7, 8 are given. 9's are earmarked. All right. We got this square left, and then we'll start doing a flood population and see where things go there. So we got a 1, 2, how about 3's? Well, 4 possibilities for 3. 5's, it looks like I've got the 2 possibilities earmarked. 6's, looks like that's going to be a flood filling everything for now. 7's, earmarked, or marked, provided. 8, I've got 2 earmarked. And 9, I don't see anything earmarked and not a lot of guidance at the moment. All right, let's start up here and we're going to fill everything up with its possibilities. So we got 3's. 4, 5, 6's, and 9's. Over here, we've got a 1, 2, looks like 3's are next, and I don't see guidance on those, so we get a flood fill of the 3's, a 4, pair of 5's earmarked, 6's, looks like I get a partial on that, 3 possibilities, 7 provided, 8's are earmarked, that leaves the 3 possibilities for 9. And onwards we go. 1's, 2's. How about 3's? We get 4 possibilities for 3. We got 4's already earmarked. 5's. 4 possibilities for 6. 7's. 3 possibilities for 8. And 5 possibilities for 9. No, actually, why did I have those as not possible 9's? I don't recognize that offhand. We'll come back to that. Maybe that was a clue that I picked up early on that I just didn't recognize earlier. Let's do a run through of that again. 1's, we got a 1, 2 possible 2's, everything's possible, or not everything, but nope, not a 9 there. All of these are possible 3's, 2 possible 4's, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 possible 6's, 7. These were supposed to be 8's. And I'd earmark them with 9's instead. All right. For a few moments there, I thought I might have had a 6 down here, and give me the 6 and the 9 over here, but the 8's are going to stumble or cause some tumbling there. But since I've got, I'll get 3 possible 8's. All right. So we had 3, nope, not 3, 6 and 4 were our, yeah, we can't use because we got 3 at the bottom in that square. All right. 1, 2. How about 3s? Looks like I've got 4 possible 3s. How about 4s? Like 4 possible 4s. 2 possible 5s. Already 6s. So looks like I've got a bunch of possible 6s. 7 possibilities for 8. And how about 9? It's like every opening is a possible at this point. We'll get in it. We'll be cleaned up a little bit. So down here we have 1s. Pairs possible. How about 3s? No guys on 3s. 4s. Looks like I've got 4 possibilities for 4. 5s. Looks like I've got 4 possibilities for 5. Different combination, no? 6s. I've got 2 possible 6s, and they're already earmarked. I've got a 7 and an 8 already on here, and 2 possible 9s, and they're earmarked. So now we just wrap up this one. Looks like I had the 2 earmarks, so I've got 3 possible 3s and 3 possible 4s. Ah, let's more. Same type of a deal here. 3 possible 3s. And in this case is 3 possible 5s. All right. Since I've got a triplet and a pair on this 6-3 here, I'm going to go with a 3 for the moment, and we'll see how it rattles out. Well, I narrowed things down a little bit, but not as much as I would have liked. So, I end up with a 2-3 pair down here. Let's go with that. Drop a 2 here. That becomes 3, 6, 2, 2, 3. Control Z twice. Now 2. I've got these 2, 3 possible 3s. Up here we end up with a 6. That means one of these 2 will be a 6, but also have 6 possible here. However, this becomes a 6 because I've got a 9-3 pair. That's leaving 6 open. So this now becomes an 8. Over here we get a 9. Now we've got a 5-3 pair down here. Standalone 9 in a square. That gets that a 9. We get a 9-3 pair here, which leaves this 4 exposed. 6, 3, 5, and 8 as a result. This becomes a 9 and a 4 here. 2 and an 8 here. We got empty squares here, so we get to go back until I believe it was a 2 or 3 that we worked from in the middle square. Okay, there it was. So I had set a 2 there. Let's try a 2 here and a 3 here instead. Okay, so 6-3 pair means this is a 5, this is a 4, this is a 9, and this is a 2. Over here we end up with a 5, 4, and 3 is a up here a standalone 6, 9-3 pair. An 8 down here, which turns this into a 5. 9-3, 9-3 turns this into an 8. And let's see. Hey, we got 6 down here, turning into a 9. We got a 6-3 pair we'll hold on to for the moment because I got a 3 here, 5 here, turn into 6, becomes a 3. Up here, oh, there we get a 4 and an 8. We get a 9 here. Oh, no. See, I've already busted something here. This square here should not be empty. Let's assume that I grabbed something wrong after that 2-3 or before that 2-3. What was the choice we made before that was up in the I think it was a 3 or another combination or something. There we go. If I make this a 3, 6, this becomes a 4, 3 down here. Get a 4-2 pair there. Okay, that didn't ambiguate enough. So back out. Okay, that is where we need to start. Well, that is a possibility of where we need to start. I was working with it because we have this disambiguate as a result of disambiguate that. Let's try. Okay. See, we've got another location we can use. Force oh, come on. When I look at this row, I see something unusual here. I've got a pair, or I've got 6s in all 4 of those squares, 9s in 3 of them, 8s in 3 of them, but a 4 and only 1. So let's go with the 4 there. Here we get 5-3, 5-3. So this becomes a 4. 5-3, 5-3 down here says this cannot be 3. This can buy neither 3 nor 5, neither 3 nor 5. So we end up with a 9, a 2, and a 4 out of this mix. That gives us a 3 and a 2 here, a 6 and a 4 here, and it leaves us with a 5-3 pair, which we'll come back to deal with. Up here, we've now got pair of 5-3 9s, or a 5-3 9 with a pair of a 9-3 and a 5-3 in the column. Here we've got a triplet of 9-6-3. Okay. Oh, now we can disambiguate this. We got a 6 and a 3 here. That means this is going to be a 4. Did it open up anything for us? Ah, we got an 8-6, 8-6, 9-6. So this is going to be a 9. Okay, let's take a look through here. And we can use either of these. So we got a 1, or we got 1s in all the squares, 2s in almost all the squares, 3s. Look, I'm kind of looking for obvious. Yeah, we're down to these, or this possibility in this square. So far I'm not seeing any of that with 3s. 4s are fully populated. 5s. We got 2 possibilities there. 2 possibilities there. Plus those 2 were 2s, all right. 6s. Might be a good place to start doing forced disambiguation. Sevens are fully populated. 8s, I think, are going to be combined with those 6s. And 9s, yeah, we're going to deal with those 2. However, I can already clear up a 9. That one can't be a 9 because I've got just these 2 possibly 9s here. And that means one of these 2 is a possible 9. With one of these 2, and then we've already got this identified as a 9. All right, so 9s are kind of under control. Let's look at the 8-6s. I'm going to go with a 6 over here, and that gets me a 3 up here, a 9 here, 5, and 8. Up here we end up with a 3, so now I can disambiguate down here. I've got a 5 and a 3. Over here, nope, not that far. I've got a 2, an 8, a 6, and a 9, an 8, a 3, a 4, a 2, and 6. 5 up here means this is a 3 down here and a 5 here, 6 here, 9, 3, 8, and then 9 and 6 to solve the puzzle. 28 minutes and 54 seconds. So I hope this past hour has been entertaining for you, even if it was work for me. We will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. And I will get, for those on Blue Sky, I will be posting the solutions pretty close to midnight tonight.